Hello students, today in this particular video we will solve the remaining questions of our exercise 13.3, that is from question number 7 to question number 12. This exercise is based on what? It was based on parallelogram and rhombus. So before starting the exercise, let us recall some of the facts about rhombus and parallelogram. So what was rhombus? Rhombus was like a smaller brother of square. Okay. So what are the characteristics of rhombus? Let me draw one rhombus for you. This is a rhombus, right? Suppose I gave this name A, B, C and D. In rhombus, like square, all sides are same, right? This side, this side, this side and this side, all sides are same. And this is what? This is the perpendicular or height of rhombus. Okay. Now we can find area of rhombus with two formulas. One is what? One is with side. This is considered, this is side and this is what? Height. We can find area of rhombus once with side and height. If we multiply side with height, the area of rhombus will come. Now if there is no side given and height also not given, if there is diagonal in the question, so can we find the area of rhombus? Yes, we can find also the area of rhombus in that case. So in that case what we will do, we will, because consider this is as diagonal, consider this as one diagonal and this is another diagonal. Suppose this is D1 and this is D2. In that case what we will do, we will multiply diagonal 1 with diagonal 2. So what will be the formula? It will be area of rhombus equals half of product of diagonals. Okay, another is what? Side into height. So this is the area of rhombus. So how we will find area of rhombus? If diagonal is given, we will use half of product of diagonals, that is diagonal 1 into diagonal 2, and if side and height are given, we will use side into height. Now another is what? Parallelogram. Parallelogram is younger brother of whose polygon? It is the younger brother of rectangle. In rectangle, what are the properties of rectangle? In rectangle, opposite pairs are equal, right? Let me draw one rectangle. This is a rectangle, right? So consider this A, B, C and D. Now let me draw a parallelogram. A, B, C and D. This is rectangle and this is parallelogram. What are the similar characters of rectangle and parallelogram? In rectangle, opposite pairs are equal. Suppose if AB is 20 centimeter, DC will also be 20 centimeter. So like this, in parallelogram, if AB is 15 centimeter, this DC will also be what? 15 centimeter. In a rectangle, if this side is suppose 10 centimeter, this side will also be 10 centimeter. Like this in parallelogram, if this side is 10 centimeter, this side will also be what? 10 centimeter. Okay. The different characteristics what? In rectangle, all angles are 90 degree, right? All angles are 90 degree, and with this symbol represent that this angle is 90 degree. Okay. But in parallelogram, all angles are not 90 degree. It is less than 90 degree or greater than 90 degree. And we find area of rhombus with what? Base into altitude. This is what? This is base. And altitude is what? This one. Altitude means what? Height. Okay. Height, or it is the distance between the opposite side. It is the shortest distance between the opposite side. Clear. Let me recall everything. We will find area of parallelogram with base into altitude. Altitude is what? It is this in this figure. This AF is altitude, right? So altitude is, it is the distance between the two opposite side. It is the shortest distance between the two opposite side. Okay, and we will find area from Rhombus with two formulas. One is if diagonal is given, we will use half of product of diagonals, and second, if side and height are given, we will use side into height. So let us start with our first question. That is seventh question of our exercise. That is in this question, what is asked? In this question, a parallelogram is given, and the two pairs, the length of the two pairs is given. Length of one pair is how much? 20 centimeter, and another pair is how much? 15 centimeter, right? And the distance between the 20 centimeter pair is how much? 18 centimeter. Find the distance between 15 centimeter side. So first of all, we have to draw a parallelogram. So this is our required parallelogram. Okay. Now we will name the parallelogram as A, B, C, and D. Okay. Now length of AB is how much? 20 centimeter. So if this is 20 centimeter, this side will also be what? 20 centimeter, and the rest side is how much? 15 centimeter, right? So this side length of AD is 15 centimeter. This side also 15 centimeter. Up to this clear? Yes. Now the perpendicular distance between the side 20 centimeter is 18 centimeter, means what? This side is 20 centimeter, this side is also 20 centimeter. So its perpendicular distance will be what? Its perpendicular distance is how much? This will be this perpendicular, right? The length of this line segment is how much? It is 18 centimeter. Okay. As it is perpendicular, it will be what? 90 degree. So we name this line segment as AF. Oh. Now what is asked in the question? In question asks that find the distance between 15 centimeter side. So this length is what? It is the distance between 18 centimeter side, and what we have to find? We have to find the distance between these two side. Okay. So how we will find the distance between these two side? It will find the perpendicular distance from between these two sides, right? So let us draw a perpendicular line. It is our this we have to find the length of this line. Okay, so how will you find the length of this perpendicular? Now consider we can find the area of the parallelogram with base into altitude, right? First case we will find area of parallelogram by multiplying this base and this altitude. So it will come what? 20 into 18, 360, right? So if the area of the parallelogram ABCD is 360, right? Now so you consider this is the parallelogram which I drawn in the board. Okay. Now what we will do? First of all, we will find the area of this parallelogram considering base 20 centimeter and altitude 18 centimeter. So we will multiply 20 with 18. The result will be how much? It will be 360 centimeter square. That means area of the parallelogram ABCD will be 360 centimeter square. Now in question what is asked? We have to find the altitude. Okay, we have to find the length of CF, that is the distance between this 15 centimeter side. So how will we find 15 centimeter side? If we find the area of the parallelogram, okay, we know the area of the parallelogram is how much? 360 centimeter. Now if we rotate this side, suppose like this, if we rotate the parallelogram, okay, now if we consider AD as base and perpendicular is the CF, right? So can we find? We know area of the parallelogram, we also know the base. Now from this can we find the altitude? Yes, we can find. How? We will use the formula area of the parallelogram ABCD equals 360 degree, and in place of area we will write what? Length into breadth, sorry, base into altitude is 360. we have base 15 centimeter. So base 15 into 15 centimeter into altitude, that is CF equal to 360. After that we will divide and we will find the our required altitude. So that is the distance between 15 centimeter side. So let us start. So first of all, what we will write? We will write the given the information given in the question. So solution given, what is given in the question? Sides of the parallelogram, right? Sides of the parallelogram are 20 centimeter and 15 centimeter, and the distance between 20 centimeter side equal to how much? 18 centimeter, and we have to find distance between 15 centimeter side. So first of all, what we will do? We will find area of the parallelogram. So we know area of parallelogram ABCD equal to what? Base into altitude. Base into altitude. So here base is how much? First case, base is 20 centimeter and altitude is 18 centimeter. So the area will be 360. 20 into 18 is how much? 360. Then centimeter into centimeter square. So we have found the area of the parallelogram ABCD, considering base DC as and altitude AF as how much? 20 centimeter, 80 centimeter. The area is how much? 360 centimeter square. So this area is how much? Area equal to 360 centimeter square. Now we have to find the length of CF. So let us find. Now, or we'll write since area of parallelogram ABCD equals how much? 360 centimeter square, right? So in the now what we will do? We will rotate the parallelogram and consider AD as base and CF as perpendicular distance. So area of parallelogram is what? Now in this case it will be what? Base into altitude. Base into altitude will be how much? 360 centimeter square. Here base is 15 centimeter, right? That means 15 centimeter into altitude is what? Altitude CF, right? Equal to 360 centimeter square. Now as there is multiplication and when we will change the side, we know it will be what? Divide. So CF equals 360 centimeter square divided by how much? 15 centimeter. So here there centimeter square means what? 2 centimeter. Centimeter into centimeter. So 1 centimeter will cancel. That means 1 centimeter will left. Then now we will cancel what? 15 with 360. So we will cancel with, we will direct cancel or we will cancel with 5. Let us cancel with, okay, let us cancel with 15. So 15 into 2 is how much? 30, and remainder 6, and 6 left, right? Then after 6 there is what? 0. So 60. So 15 into 4 how much? 60, right? So length of CF equal to 24 centimeter. That means the distance, the CF is what? Distance between the two side distance between 15 centimeter side. Therefore, distance between 15 centimeter side is how much? 24 centimeter. So this is our required answer for this question. So now let us come to our next question, that is question number 8. In this question, the question is the base of a parallelogram is twice its height. If the area of the parallelogram is 392 centimeter square, find the base and height. So what is asked in the question? We have to find the base and the height, and the relation, what is the relation between base and height is that uh, if the height is how much, x centimeter, the base is how much, the base is twice its height. So we don't know the height, so how will you find base? So let us consider height as x centimeter. So if height is x, so base will be how much? Base will be as the relation is twice its height, so base will be twice x, right? So let us start. First of all, solution. Given area of parallelogram. Parallelogram equals to 392 centimeter square. Now what we have to consider, that is we have to let height of the parallelogram be x centimeter. As the area is in centimeter square, so the height will be in which unit? It will also be in centimeter, right? Now what will be its base? Therefore base of the parallelogram will be how much? Will be twice its height, right? Will be 2x centimeter. Now we have to find base and the height. So we will write since area of parallelogram equals 392 centimeter square. So area of the parallelogram is base into height. Base into height equals 392 centimeter square. Base is how much? Base is 2x. 2x into x equals 392 centimeter square. Now 2x into x will be how much? 2x into x, it will be 2x square, right? So here 1 is there, 1x, right? So we will multiply 2 with 1. So 2 into 1 is how much? 2. X into x will be x square, right? So 2x square equals 392. So now as there is the 2 is multiplied with x square, so when we will change the side, so it will be what? It will be divide. So the next line will be x square equals 392 divided by 2. So now if we cancel with 2, what will be the result? 2 into 1, 2, 1 left. Then next will be what? 19. 2 into 9 is how much? 2 into 9, 18. Another 1 left remainder, and 1 and 2 makes 12. So 2 into 6, 12, right? So x square equals 196, and 196 is the square of which number? We know it is the square of which number? It is the square of 14, right? So x square equals 14 square. So square cancel, x equals how much? 14 centimeter. That means x means what? We have considered height as x, right? So height of the parallelogram or altitude of the parallelogram will be how much? 14 centimeter. Therefore altitude or height of the parallelogram is 14 centimeter and base is how much? Base was twice x, right? So x is 14, so base will be 2 into 14, that is 28. Therefore base of the parallelogram is 28 centimeter. In this question, what we have done, we have considered height as x and base. According to question, it is what? Twice x. We have area of the parallelogram 392. So we use base and height as we find the area of the parallelogram. So x into 2x equals how much? 392. Then we have multiplied. So the solution proceeds like this. Finish. Okay. So now let us move to our next question, that is question number 9. In this question we have area. We have what? We have a rhombus whose area is how much? 64 meter square and whose perimeter is 32 meter, and we have to find its altitude. Okay. So first of all we have to know what is area. How can we find area? We can find area with what? Area of rhombus is what? Area of rhombus is what? Base into altitude, right? Base into altitude. And perimeter of rhombus is what? 4 into side or what? 4 into base. Side or base is same, right? In perimeter, in the rhombus, all sides are equal. So now how we have to find altitude? So altitude is there in what? In rhombus. Okay. We also know area of rhombus is how much? 64 meter square. And now think, we cannot find two unknown quantities from one known quantities. Okay, we have to know one thing. We have to know either base or either altitude. So knowing altitude is not possible from the information given in the question, because there is no hint of altitude, but we can find base. How can we find base? We can find base from its perimeter, right? Because we know perimeter of a rhombus is 4 into side, and here perimeter is also given, and we can find side or base from the perimeter, right? So let us start. First of all, what we will write? We will write given perimeter of rhombus. Perimeter of rhombus is how much? 32 meter. Next, area of rhombus is how much? 64 meter square. So what I have told you earlier, we have to find first, we have to find base. Okay. So we will write since perimeter of rhombus equals how much? 32 meter, and we know the formula of perimeter of rhombus. It is same as square, right? So square perimeter was 4 into side, so perimeter formula is also 4 into side. So 4 into side equals 32 meter. Now as there is multiplication, and if we change the side, it will be what? Divide. So side equals 32 meter divided by 4, that is side equals 8 meter, right? So now if we put this 8 meter in this base or side, and we know altitude, or we know the area of rhombus, right? We know the area of rhombus, it is given in the question. Now if we put base there, So can we find its altitude? Yes. Now as there is multiplication, and when we change the side, the line will be followed by 64 divided by 8. So a result will be there, right? So let us start. So after writing this, we will find what? The altitude. So now we will find altitude. We will write now area of rhombus equals how much? 64 meter square. So area of rhombus formula is what? Base into altitude equals how much? 64 meter square. So we have find base, that is side is, it is 8 meter. 8 meter into altitude equals 64 meter square. Now what we'll do? We will change the side. Now as there is multiplication, and when we change the side, it will be what? It will be divide. So 64 meter square by 8 meter. So meter square cancel. 8 into 8. 8 into 8 is how much? 64, right? So altitude equals to 8 meter. That means side is also 8 and altitude is also 8. That's why area of the rhombus is 64, right? We know area of rhombus is base into altitude. Base is 8, altitude is 8, and when we multiply 8 into 8 is what? 64. So we will write therefore altitude of the rhombus is 8 meter. Clear? Okay. So let us move to our last question of this class. The question is, the area of rhombus is 48 meter square. If one of its diagonal is 16 meter, find the length of the other diagonal. So in this question, what is this? What is the we have a rhombus whose area is 48 meter square, and we have one diagonal 16 meter, and we have to, first of all, how many diagonals are there in a rhombus? There are 2 diagonals, right? And we know we have to find when when there is diagonal, we find area of rhombus by the by multiplying half with product of diagonals, right? So how will you find the length of the other diagonal? Let us solve. And what? First of all, we write solution, then given area of rhombus equals 48 meter square, then length of one diagonal, right? So we will consider it as first diagonal. Length of first diagonal, that is D1 equals how much? 16 meter. Now we have to find the length of the other diagonal, that is D2. So how will you find? We know area of rhombus equals 48 meter square. In the when we have diagonal, we know how we will find the area of rhombus, that is half of diagonal 1 into diagonal 2 equals 48 meter square, right? Now in place of D1, what we will write? We will write 16. So half of what? 16 into D2 equals 48 meter square. Now look, this 16 into D2 is what? Numerator or denominator? It is numerator, right? Because in its denominator there is a hidden 1, right? 1 is there in the denominator, right? So now we will multiply numerator with numerator. It will be what? It will be when you multiply anything with 1, it will be the same, right. So, it will be 16 into d2 by 2 equals 48 meter square. Now, as 2 is divided 2 is divided, right. So, when we change the side, it will be what? It will be multiplied. So, the equation will be like this: 16 into d2 equals 48 into 2, right. Now, here 16 is multiplied, right. 16 is multiplied with d2. So, when we change the side, it will got divided. So, d2 equals 48 into 2 divided by 16. So, now what we will do? We will cancel out 2 1 are 2, 2 8 are 2 8 are 16, right. Now, 8 8 1 are 8, 8 into 6, 8 into 6 how much? 48. So, d2 is how much? d2 is, therefore, d2 equals 6 meter. So, at last we will write therefore, other diagonal or therefore other diagonal of the rhombus is 6 meter, right. So, now let us check whether this 6 centimeter is right or wrong. So, how we find the area of rhombus? We find it as half of diagonal 1 into diagonal 2. So, here half diagonal 1 is how much? 16 and diagonal 2 is how much? 6. So, 16 into 6 is how much? 16 into 6 is 96. So, when we cancel 2 with 96, it will be what? 48. So, the result is 48, right. So, area of rhombus is 48. So, this is also 48. That means our diagonal 2 is 6 centimeter. So, this is for today's class, and the rest question number 11 and question number 12 is your homework. If you can't, you can ask me.